Like I always say, fashion found me.
Meet Bridget, a fashion entrepreneur whose journey into fashion didn't start with a roadmap, but with purpose.
I started out by wanting to give back, but I felt like it was too soon because you don't even have capital, you don't even have a business running to be thinking about giving back. So I decided, okay, there was a way I could give back without first losing money. So I started my manufacturing business.
From styling to garment manufacturing, Bridget is redefining what African fashion and manufacturing can look like.
African manufacturing is the future of fashion.
On this episode of Local Heroes, Bridget shares the journey of building a purpose-driven fashion brand and the obstacles she transforms into impact.
If you look for excuses, you'd find them. If you look for solutions, you'd find them.
Hi, Bridget.
Hi.
Meet Bridget Taylor.
Hi.
You see that already?
Of course. Absolutely.
Right. So what inspired the Jochlieu brand?
Like I always say, like every time I've been asked this question, I always say this. I would say first, the fashion found me. Fashion found me. I started with just being interested in doing makeup artistry, and then because of the kind of personality that I have, which is I like to plan. I'm a structured person. I like to work with clear plans. I did not have a clear plan with makeup artistry, so I decided, okay, you know what? No, actually, I got a call from a mentor who said, Bridget, you're so good with fashion and putting colors together. I think you should try it. And that's how I found myself doing fashion. And since then, the brand has evolved from being like a styling organization to a ready-to-wear line to a bespoke line, and now fully manufacturing and ready-to-wear.
So nice. So when you started fashion, what did you set out to achieve your challenge in the fashion industry?
That's a fantastic question. I started out by wanting to give back. Right? I started out by wanting to give back, but I felt like it was too soon because you don't even have capital, you don't even have a business running to be thinking about giving back. So I decided, okay, there was a way I could give back without first losing money. So I started my manufacturing business, which is, okay, a lot of fashion designers, a lot of professionals go out of the country to get certain items and productions done. And they go out because they also expect a certain level of finishing. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I was going to have skilled people and upskill them into becoming even better at production and manufacturing, which would then help increase employment and also give people like the best results possible.
So was there a moment where fashion was beyond just clothes for you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Was that success part of it?
Okay, so a lot of people do not know this, or maybe they do, but I went to a government-owned school.
Okay.
So seeing the kids go to school whilst I was there, and I went from going to a private school to moving to a government-owned school. So I already understood a certain type of, I would say, what's the word, privilege. And then moving to a government school and just seeing how people struggle with the barest minimum, which I think is barest minimum, which is having the school uniforms done. And I was like, okay, you know what? I want to be able to get my clients and customers in production and manufacturing to be a part of this program where I give back to the schools. So right now we go to different government-owned schools and give out free uniforms to students. So right now it is more that for me. It is more how can we give back to these people.
How many people have you reached through this initiative so far?
If I were to count the kids, I would say over 5,000. Yeah, and we're looking at doing 50,000 next year, which is in 2026.
So what has been the hardest part of building Jochlieu? I know that running a fashion business in Nigeria can be really hard. Anything is.
It is.
Really challenging. What has
is.
been the hardest part for you?
I'm not able to say which specifically, but I'm able to give at least 2 or 3. I'd say manpower. A lot of it's usually very difficult trying to get people to buy into the vision, and not only buy into the vision, understand how important excellence is. Because I think that the excellent culture in Nigeria, i.e. Lagos, it's a bit of a struggle, and you constantly have to, for lack of a better word, rehabilitate continuously to get the sort of result that you want. But if you want it hard enough, you put in the work to getting them to interpret your vision the way you want it to be interpreted. So that's one. Then I'd say power. People underestimate how important power is to a business. And now we're not just a business, we're a manufacturing hub. So that means we have here and we have the actual factory where things are being done. And it is incredible how much goes into diesel every week.
Is the factory around here?
No, it's not.
Okay. Right.
It's interesting how much goes into diesel every week. It's a huge problem. It's hard. I saw a post about someone saying, I think it was, I don't remember the brand, but she spends 40% of her income on diesel and power. That's high.
You spend what's there?
Yeah, we spend quite a bit, but it makes it's a tad bit easier for us because we're constantly doing numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're able to cover for that loss. Here is where most of our ready-to-wear items are done. Because we do not want to merge the manufacturing and the ready-to-wear line together, we use the excess manpower to produce our own garments.
A lot of fashion businesses start small and they remain small.
Yeah.
But somehow you need to cross that hurdle. How did you do that? Or what does that mean to you? People start small, but they remain small. It's like, I'm trying to feed as possible.
Yeah.
But you've actually crossed that hurdle at different levels.
I've actually never been asked that question before. I'd say that it is more, I'll be joking if I say it was consistency, because like I said before, there were different times where I just felt like, you know what, we're done with this. But I pushed myself. I constantly pushed myself. I'm like, okay, you know what, there's always something more we can do. Speaking to people who are better than me at certain things helped me to become better. And I'm a listener, I'm a learner. I might not be the best listener, I'm a learner. So that means that when they're advising from a place or from a standpoint of experience. I listen and I adapt most of this knowledge. So that has helped me to, okay, you know what, this is looking too difficult. This is looking like I cannot move to the next phase. Listening to them has just helped me, and yeah.
So in terms of building systems for a fashion business, not everybody understands how to build, especially when it's a creative business.
Yeah.
How do you get to build systems for a creative business?
I'd say I learned on the job. Aside doing a couple business school and currently in INSEAD, I did I said previously, I'm a learner. I allowed myself to fail. I am like, okay, you know what's going on here? I'm reading a lot. I am talking to business associates. I'm talking to people equally in fashion businesses. So I do not see a lot of my fashion business owners as competitions. I have conversations with them like, okay, what's working for you? What's not working for you? And I'm equally happy to share, okay, what's working for me, which is why I also just started the Thread Keepers initiative, where I'm mentoring other fashion businesses and other businesses who are starting out and they need a voice or someone to come to and just say, okay, you know what, I think I want to know more. And it's not handled by just me. I have people in finance, I have people in PR, I have people in content creation, and just helping you to touch different arms of the business, because I know that, yeah, you're great at creating, you're great at producing, but you need a working structure. You need to learn the different arms that help the business to move. Yeah, if you do not have that, then yeah, I can't help you.
You need working structure.
Yeah, you do.
At what point did you decide to make the move from bespoke to ready to wear? What inspired that change, that move? I
wouldn't say that I have completely moved away from bespoke, but I have like a limited number of bespoke that I am accepting. But I moved to ready to wear, and like I said in the factory, I was like, we have the manpower. Ready to wear are garments that you want to be able to pick up off the rack. You don't want to wait for them. You don't want to go through the hassle. You want to have an event and just come pick up items. And because we already handle productions for other brands who do ready to wear, it's easier for us to equally produce for ourselves. And then it's easier for our clients and our customers to just come pick up items and just move. So it was first that, and then we looked at the numbers to see, okay, is this numbering? And yeah, it was numbering.
Is there ever a point where you feel like this isn't working? I'm tired. This isn't working.
Many times.
I think everybody feels that.
Many times. I'm like, okay, you know what? Why am I doing this again? Okay, you know, let me take a week's break and circle back and see if this is what I really want to do, because it can get very overwhelming. It feels like sometimes some policies just frustrate the amount of work you're putting, and you're just rethinking all of the decisions. It happens quite often, maybe not as often as it used to before, but it's happened quite a lot. And I think I've just come to a place where fashion is no longer just a business for me, it's a purpose. So I am able to look outside of all of the struggle and just be like, my manager would say something. She always says, if only they knew how much work goes into us making it look easy. Yeah, it's a bit much.
People say African fashion is the future of fashion.
It is.
Do you agree with that?
I'd say African manufacturing is the future of fashion.
Oh, not necessarily fashion.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the fashion, but because of my area of strength,
okay,
I would say that African manufacturing is more, it's the future. I wouldn't say more.
Why do you say so? African manufacturing?
Okay, with everything that's happening with FX and a bunch of other things, first off, Nigerians, we're super creative. So we're able to handle a bunch of production, we're able to handle the creative part of things, we're able to manipulate fabric, not people. We're able to manipulate fabric, and all of these things is helping us to properly interpret the kind of designs that people are gravitating towards now. You see, most of our fashion and our design is like, it's all out there. If you look at the designs that are being produced outside of Nigeria, you'd see, okay, this is very Nigerian, this is very African. So yeah, it's transcending. It's transcending.
I know you to be very strong-willed and have high standards for life. Where does that drive come from?
That's a good one. I did not. I absolutely did not. Okay, so I'd like to say it's God, but I think losing a parent early and just realizing that you needed to do something about it. You needed to maintain the values that were already instilled in you without losing focus of the visions and plans that you had for yourself, was sort of the driving force to making me the way that I am. And noticing this, I have managed to stay with it and just use it to my advantage.
How does that influence your brand?
Coming from where I am coming from, I am able to communicate I'm able to communicate with anybody. I'm able to communicate with anybody, like whatever walk of life, no matter how much information or how informed you are or how uninformed you are. I'm able to communicate with you to the degree that you'd understand what I am or the vision I'm trying to pass across to you. So yeah.
What lesson have you learned from building something from scratch? Especially, I mean, this will go to many people who are trying to build something.
Yeah.
What lesson have you learned from starting this whole stuff from scratch?
I have a favorite quote that I came up with. So, Bridget.
Okay, cool.
It is, quote me, it is, if you look for excuses, you'd find them. If you look for solutions, you'd find them. So I'd say that's like a mantra that's helped me to go ahead. So even if there's every reason to say this is the reason why I can't do this, I find every reason why this is why I can do this. Yeah.
You guys get that?
Yeah.
Right, so final question.
Okay.
People are trying to build it, right? And that's one of the reasons why I started this series. What would you say to people who are trying to, entrepreneurs or chain makers, innovators, who are trying to build something from the scratch, especially in a challenging place like Nigeria, Africa? Right, what would you say? I mean, from your experience.
I'd say it is important to have mentors. I don't think I would have come this far if I wasn't listening to people who were more informed than I am. I'd also say learn, continue to learn, like don't close yourself off. You would even get to a point where you don't feel like you should be able to listen to anyone. You would always feel like that, like every new milestone you're like, oh, I'm badass. You're not that badass. There's always someone better than you. There's always there's always somebody you should be able to talk to about your struggles, about how it's difficult for you to start. And I wouldn't even tell you, oh, just start. As much as that is valid advice, I'd say that start by talking to someone. And don't just, I'm not saying just go ahead and talk to just anyone. Make sure that, and like I said previously, speak to someone who has equally crossed the same hurdle you're trying to cross. You might not have that person too close by.
And that's how you find the mentors.
Yeah. You're talking to someone who has done some of what you've done. It might not be in the same business you're getting into, but they've just scaled through a bunch of other things. And you're like, okay, you know what? How were you able to do this? And how were you able to do that? And you just find yourself thriving. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Hi guys, so this is a wrap, right? This is Bridget. I got Bridget Taylor.
Yeah, right? Bridget Taylor.
And if you'd want to get a pieces, our information will be in the description of this video. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a wrap.
Bye.